Last year happened to me. I missed the last 3 games of the Houston series. It goes to Game 7. We barely get out of that series. And now they're looking at me like, when you coming back? And I had a fractured leg. But it's being put out there like he got a bone bruise. I'm like, no, it's fractured. But so I'm fighting with the team. I'm fighting with people. I'm fighting with the media. And then my teammates ask me every day, how you feeling? How you feeling? So with K, he getting it from everywhere too. Like, how you feeling? How you feeling? Not just from, the team, but from family or from, people close to him. This our moment. This our stage.
Right.
This don't last forever. And what did they always say in sports? Oh, he was a tough guy. He played through injuries. You're validated as an athlete if you win a championship or how tough you were.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit out, it's like, he's not tough. Like, you think about it, the history of sports is all about people's perception of you, and they want to get their gratification through you for themselves, and that's just the way of sports.
A lot of this reminds me of Derrick Rose at different points of his career, but here's what we can't ignore. The injury is one thing. Like Andre Iguodala said, they were putting out there that he had a bone bruise, yet you have a fractured leg. That's the problem. KD's scenario seemed to be a calf. But when he was walking out of practice, Jay and Greeny, he had ice on his Achilles. And I'm no doctor, but I'm like, wait a minute, this is a bigger thing, and those two scenarios are tied. So for him to be cleared a couple of days after he was not able to go in a workout led me to believe that if he was going to play, it was because he was just trying to do it because his team was down 3-1, and he was caving to what I call the herd mentality that fans and media, and now what we're hearing from Andre Iguodala, eternally put some pressure on him to go out there and try to perform.
Now, if you talk to the Warriors, what they would tell you, because I have, and what they would tell you is, no damn fractured leg or anything like that. He had a bone bruise, 100%. You listen to him, it's something entirely different. Somebody lying.
Yeah.
Now, somebody, I don't know who, but I'm telling you, somebody's lying. It's 2 completely different stories. Now, if you are the Golden State Warriors for the moment, this looks very bad. And the reason why it looks very bad is because you're fresh off of the KD injury, okay? And because the KD injury took place. Now, whether you believe it or not, you had some people that was talking about, you remember I had to make sure that we addressed the issue. It was a calf injury. There was no Achilles at the time, and there was no threat of it being
Warriors
Achilles.
claim.
That's what the Warriors claim. So let's be clear about that. And in the NBA, because I spoke to them about it as well, and their position is it's a calf, it's not an Achilles. But then you also heard people talking about how when KD went out of the game in the first quarter, they iced him. Which means that if you icing down that area, you're making it stiff, and then to throw him back out there after you iced them, all right, that's a problem. So that's me, you, or anybody else getting into the medical minutia of something which I am simply not qualified to do, and I'm not trying to cast any aspersions on the Warriors. My issue, however, is your player just did.
Yeah.
And by your player just doing so, particularly as free agency is approaching, if Kevin Durant, God forbid, if Kevin Durant would have come out, and I'm not saying I don't know how he feels. I haven't spoken to him. But if Kevin Durant, just imagine for 1 second, if Kevin Durant came out today and was like, I love my man Iggy, he don't have to say a word. All he has to go like this. He don't even have to bring anything up about medical. All he says is, my brother Iggy, appreciate the lookout. If he says something like that, you know that's going to add credence to what Iggy said. And that's where it becomes a bit problematic. I know he's trying to sell his book. You know, people, when they're trying to sell books, you never know. But I know that Andre Iguodala is usually an honest brother. Yep. I've never encountered anybody that questions his integrity, and I don't think the Warriors ever did until today. But today, they feel there's something. They got a problem right now.
It's